Welcome back to the channel, folks. This is Luna here with another King Arthur Legends Rise video. And today I want to kind of give a quick update on Hall of Conquerors, but also go into the team that I'm using for Talos here. So if you saw my last video where I was going into Megalon, I've actually made a little bit more progress. Mainly just trying a little bit of different gear and doing some upgrades to some relics, etc. But on that last video, you would have seen that I only had 43 hearts for Penvid. Now I'm up to 44. Megalon only had 34, only up to 35. Again, not big improvements there. For Talos, I had 63. Now I'm up to 65. So previously 63 was my record that I had for any Hall of Conquerors since I came out with this game mode. So getting up to 65, I'm happy with myself. I'm pretty impressed with myself for doing that. But again, far from what a lot of these other people are doing. But with the account where I haven't spent a lot of money on this game, just kind of going through and just doing the daily grinds, I think it's pretty good progress. And I think probably most people playing the game are probably not at the spot where they have the characters and the chivalries and the gear and everything fully maxed out, right? To get to that 300 hearts. So I am using an all serpent team here. And I am kind of double dipping on that defense down with Morgan and Clarison. But there is a lot of RNG with this. So there are runs where when Talos, he smacks one individual more than once. Mainly it's been Clarison or Iroet. And when that happens and they die, I just go ahead and turn it off and just retry it, because I'm definitely not going to get nowhere close to 65 hearts when that happens. But again, I mean, it is what it is, but still, I think this is a pretty good team, and I mean, pretty good damage, considering if you look at Morgan here, her relic is only at 54. It's not fully awakened yet. Again, she's not bringing a whole lot of damage, but every little bit counts when it comes to trying to maximize the hearts that you get. So look at the order set here. Just solely using the A3 for Nika for those heals. And she's doing about 19,000 K healing. I'd actually like it to be closer to 20. That'd probably help prevent them from dying. But still 19K is pretty good. I'm solely using the A2 for Morgan here for those debuffs, and also to kind of remove some of the buffs. Because let me see. Yes, and a chance for the damage taken increase, which is definitely needed. Chance to remove one buff. Yeah, so again, the buff removal is not triggering that often, but mainly she's in there, you know, for the damage taken, but also the defense down. And with Clarice, I'm just solely going between the A3 and the A2 because of your Frost Relic. The A3 what brings that damage and the defense down. But if we look at her A2, it's just giving her a critical strike increase for one for 4 turns. That's not really needed. I'm just kind of cycling between the A3 and A2 just because of vigor. And Nika is crucial because her and Morgan are the only two I have in vigor sets, which I'll go over that shortly. But with having Iroet and Clarison not in the vigor sets, having Nika at, I think it's Shuri level 8 is where she gets that. Basically +1 vigor is definitely needed. And then just going mainly between the A3 area, but also the A2, because he is bringing some self buffs that Nika does not have, with this crit damage increase and crit rate increase. And I ran this multiple times without, or just solely using the A3 and not using the A2. And I did notice that on average, I was getting a couple of hearts less by doing so. So I don't want to bore you guys or take a lot of time of showing you like the fight, because you can see I only got 65 hearts and it got the order set, so it's not really showing you, to me, much of a benefit. Just trying to save some time for you guys. It's bad enough I normally ramble on too much anyway. But we'll go and look at what we have for the gear here. With Morgan, take a quick look at our total stats. 31,000 HP, which is definitely good. I think that's why Clarison and Iroet died, because their HP is not as high. Attack speed's 283, pretty good. Effect accuracy is 85%. I actually would like to have that a little bit higher. But she is landing those debuffs pretty frequently, so And like I said, I do have her in a vigor and a defense set. And if you've seen any of my other videos, I have her in a defense because that's what I have for a 6-star ring. But also having a little bit of defense is also beneficial for survivability. So we'll look at Iroet. I just feel like I say it wrong every time. But look at her total stats. So 6,900 on the attack. I think she has the highest attack on my account, if I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. You see her HP is a little bit less, attack speed is a little bit less, but that's fine because you want Morgan and Clarison to both go ahead of Iroet so they can try to get those defense down stacked up so then Iroet can come in and smack, right? One thing I did was I did have Iroet and a crit damage banner because Pierce is one of the things that Nika brings from her kit. But I did swap her over to this Pierce banner, and by doing so, that got me the extra 2 hearts. I mean, there's some RNG there as well, obviously, but by doing so, that definitely got me there. I do have her in a critical and attack set because I don't have enough Ascension gear on my account to go around, and I don't want to have to keep track of trying to mule all the gear around from character to character. But I do pretty good ring, attack speed 51. I do have her in a critical set just to help increase that crit rate and try to get more damage. So if we jump over here to Nika, I do have her 55,000 HP. I did have her at a higher HP, but I recently swapped her out to get more recovery, all right, to provide a higher heals, because prior to doing so, she was only at like 16,000 heals versus the 19,000. An extra 3,000 is critical. It's huge because without that, then my team would just be dying far too quickly almost every single run. But like I said, I do have her in a vigor set, and looks like I even messed this up. Don't you like that? When you go and make some changes and it's supposed to be in a life set here, that would probably help, right? That'd probably help when my runs not filling is when they do. Let's just see attack speed. See, that's definitely got to check out and see what attack speed we have. Let's see what else. Something got for here. Man, double roll and attack speed there. Because since I don't have her in attack speed ring, I have a recovery. Because previously I did have her in attack speed ring. And I also tried it with an HP ring, but you definitely need that recovery. And I have her recovery on her belt and attack speed on the orb since I don't have her an attack speed on the ring. So let me see. Let me look at attack speed there. If I did that, that would just drop 2 on the attack speed there. Don't really need effect accuracy for her, but that's better than dropping. If I put her in this boot, that would drop her by, see, 10 or by 3. So I think I'll just actually use this. Yeah, just to double check here. Yeah, I think I'll actually equip her with that. Okay. Now we actually have her in a a life and a vigor set. Now I'm just kind of curious. I might at the end run back and see what her heals look like by doing that. But have her HP on the necklace and on the earrings. Said that backwards, but because of having recovery on the ring, I guess if you could swap it up, right, just as long as you're getting that HP as high as possible, but also recovery as high as possible, because I have recovery at 71%. And definitely I will say, don't just think, oh, let me just stack up more HP, more HP, HP, HP. You definitely need that recovery, because if you have a lot of HP, that will help, but without having a recovery, you're not going to get the same amount of heals, or your heals will be much less overall. So we'll jump over, look at Clarison here. Look at her total stats. So 4,800, she's far less than Iroet on the attack there, but that's okay. I want damage, but also more so that defense down, but also that evasion rate, whatever, where it basically lowers requirement for what you need for hit accuracy. So that is also beneficial as well. So my damage dealer is not really missing because of that. So that's another great debuff that she brings. Now I do have her in a life set because I don't have her like the other characters. I have them at Chivalry level 10. I do not have her at that higher level or up to that level of Chivalry yet. But looking at it, I do have an effect accuracy because I want to land that defense down. I mean, obviously I wanted to go more damage, then I would sit there and do, you know, attack or crit damage or whatever. But having that HP or the life set is definitely beneficial because, like I said, typically she's the one over the rest of them that get taken down from Talos. And I have her in a broken set just because of crit damage, attack speed is what I have for attack speed, and effect accuracy on the belt. So I'm not really using her in any other content right now. Because if I'm running like an arena team or something, I'm not using her, so like a strife set wouldn't be beneficial. So I just have her in broken pieces just to try to maximize the effect accuracy and attack speed. And I do have an attack speed ring, like everyone else, other than Nika. But overall, I mean, you can see here, I don't have everything completely maxed out. My gear is not the greatest, so everything is 6-star, right? But if I were to have more chivalries on her, let's see, I'm leaving some defense, HP, charging attack gauge even more so she can get in even faster, pair jawbreaker, even more attack. So defense and attack speed and HP. So I'm leaving quite a bit of HP and defense and attack off the table by not having her maxed out. Now, if I had everything completely maxed out, I probably could maximize more damage that I'm getting now. But hey, like I said, this is personal best for me, so I'm pretty happy with it. But let's go ahead and, since I got you guys here and if you stayed to the end, I really do appreciate it. But I just want to go in and just see by putting Nika in that life set, and that's really made a difference in what she's doing for heals there. So Clarison is pretty frequently also laying that defense down as well, which has definitely been, oh, so there we go, over 20k healing there. Went by pretty fast, but definitely makes a difference, and that'll probably help me with sometimes the runs too fell. But again, with all of these Hall of Conquerors, between Talos, between Megalon and Pinvid, there is quite a bit of RNG. And like I said, even when I just do like the daily where you have to go and do a Hall of Conquerors, if I'm not just trying to go and tweak stuff to maximize it, I'm just trying to run it to complete the daily. I have seen it where they're anywhere from 3 to 5 heart difference by not changing anything, just solely on the RNG. So I mean, that's a little crazy that it's that much disparity, but you know, it is what it is. I haven't actually taken the time to try to sit there and do this all on manual. That would take quite a bit of time. I probably could get more hearts by doing so, but to me, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to, you know, be more efficient, and I'm not sure if that really helped anyways. But so that's what I'm using for taking down Talos here. And thanks you guys for stopping by for the channel. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe. But in the near future, I'll also be looking at the team I'm using for Pinvid, which is a pretty common team for that. But I would say of all the 3, probably much more RNG than that one. But again, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for stopping by.